Hey guys, Earl here, Fuga Tech, and remember that shark fin pop-up camera we have in the Oppo Reno series before?
This is the Oppo Reno 10X Zoom. Let's put the shark away.
Yeah, that one. Well, we think it was cool, but like most smartphones nowadays, Oppo is seriously stepping away from that quirky camera setup and now takes the camera on the Reno lineup more seriously. Now, after 4 months, Oppo released their successor to the Oppo Reno 3 and Reno 3 Pro with a better chipset, new features, and new design. So without any further ado, let's go into our review of the Oppo Reno 4. First things first, let's do the unboxing. Okay, lifting up the lid, we have a smaller box as usual, where we can find the manuals, a clear case, and its SIM ejector tool. Then below that, we have the phone itself, the adapter, and a USB Type-C cable and earphones. Now that's all done, let's talk about the design. The Oppo Reno 4 is in a brand new technique called Reno Glow. It achieves a plastic matte finish with a glittery details on the back and a metal frame on the sides. I do miss the old Reno aesthetic that truly made it unique, but the grade and style on this one goes from side to side and I like it. The camera module at the back reminds me of the one on the iPhone 11s, but in a vertical form. Our unit is in the galactic blue color, and it does look super trendy, but the space black is cool too for sure. Up front, you get a pill-shaped dual punch hole on the upper left of the screen, housing its front shooter and an AI-enhanced smart sensor for smart air control that we will gonna be talking about later. And you also do get a speaker grill on the top bezel. Like most smartphones today, the Reno 4 has a vibrant AMOLED screen with slim bezels and a slightly thicker chin. There's no glass protection mentioned, but it has a pre-installed screen protector. For buttons and ports, starting on the right side, you can find the power button, while on the left, there's the volume rockers, a dual SIM card tray with a dedicated micro SD card slot, which is expandable up to 256 gigabytes. Now up top, there's a noise cancelling microphone for calls, while at the bottom are its loudspeaker, USB Type-C port, primary microphone, and a 3.5mm audio port, which is a good news, especially for those who prefer wired headphones. So far, we're liking the design choice that Oppo made here. In the hands, it feels good, lightweight, there's a plenty of grip, and having no case on won't be a problem since it's not that of a fingerprint magnet. More on the display, we get a 6.4 inches AMOLED panel with the resolution of 2400 by 1080 and a pixel density of 409 ppi. It looks great, but it isn't the best panel I've laid my eyes on in terms of brightness and image quality. For media consumption, watching videos on this thing is immersive. Plus, you can always take advantage of that 3.5mm audio jack for better sound quality. Speaking of audio quality, the single download firing speaker on the Oppo Reno 4 can get loud enough to fill a room. However, you only have one speaker, so if your finger happens to block that often, better use a headphone jack while it's still around. Now, the Dolby Atmos feature makes sure that the sound from that single download firing speaker is crispy, so that's very well appreciated. Okay, next up, performance. Under the hood, the Reno 4 is equipped with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G paired with an Adreno 618 GPU, 8GB of RAM, and 128GB of internal storage that is expandable up to 256 gigs through a micro SD card. When it comes to day-to-day tasks like being on social media, consuming media, and playing a bunch of games, the Reno 4 handled it very well. No lags, no delays, apps open fast, no complaints. If you're interested in benchmark scores, I'll be having them flash on screen right now. As for software, it runs on Android 10 out of the box, skinned with ColorOS 7.2. Now, ColorOS is fine, you have your usual eye candy, and the average user will be at ease with the features. But some may not be able to bear with the increasing amount of bloatwares over the years, contrary to the major smartphone manufacturers who have spent considerable amount trimming down on this area. If you're using a smart gesture-based navigation system before, Oppo also added a smart air control on the Oppo Reno 4. And this feature allows you to scroll up and down on the pages within the apps like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Phone calls can also be answered with a swiping motion with one hand, and in our experience, it still needs some improvements. It's not that smooth, and sometimes it doesn't work. and trying it for the end time is so frustrating and tiring. When it comes to battery, the Oppo Reno 4 gets a 4015 mAh capacity capable of Oppo's 30-watt VOOC 4.0 fast charge. We run it through the PCMark battery test and we got a total of 11 hours and 15 minutes. Meanwhile, in our standard video loop test, which entails the phone being 50% brightness, 50% volume, airplane mode turned on, with headphones plugged in, the device lasted a longer 19 hours and 48 minutes. With this, the Reno 4 can surely last you at least a day if you're not a heavy user. When it comes to biometrics and security, you can unlock the phone through facial recognition and its in-display fingerprint scanner that works pretty quick compared to others we've tried. Now moving on to the cameras, the Reno 4 gets a quad camera setup that consists of 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 main shooter, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide angle camera, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel mono for portrait shots. On to the front-facing side of things, you can find the 32 megapixel Sony IMX616 selfie camera. Now, it is interesting to see the AI color portrait. With this innovation, it makes the person in the shot highlighted in natural colors and turns the background black and white in real-time preview. And what I like about this is that it works on both front and rear cameras of the Reno 4. And there's a lot more, so I know you're waiting for this part. Now let's get into those sample shots. This first shot, we have some food porn vibes, and just look at the details. Sharpness is not that perfect, colors are pretty good and accurate. And this third shot, looking at the water droplets on the leaves are really stunning. You can see the details, and again, colors are pretty good. Zooming in, still, details are present and Oppo doesn't disappoint us to this. Here's a picture of a cat. The image is very clear, again colors are present, they are pretty accurate, but the fur details are not that sharp as we wanted. Look at the details of this pretty healthy leaf, the image is pretty good, colors are vibrant, and details are on point. I also love how the background blurs out and separates to the main subject. Now for portrait mode, background separation is good, it blurs out very well, and still the details of the subjects are present and true to its colors. Moving to night mode, here's a 2 pitch black room, and all I can say is, it sucks. Behind the curtains, it looks like there's a light showing up, and there's no sharp details, a lot of noise, and the overall shot is useless. Now putting up some minimal lights, the photo turns out better than the first one. Details are not that sharp, but it's present. It tends to be hazy depending on the lighting, but it's more acceptable than the first one. This one is Oppo Reno 4's new camera feature called Night Flare. It is a combination of night mode and portrait mode, and now looking at the sample shots, the bokeh effect might be too exaggerated. However, if you have good lighting, it still captures a great image and details of the subjects are pretty present. Moving on to the front-facing side of things, we have AJ over here and it does a fantastic job, especially for a selfie. The photo is slightly detailed, dynamic range is on point, and yeah, it looks good. Now for portrait selfie, background separation is not that good as you zoom in into AJ's hair here. It didn't get the small details that others can do. Same as a portrait selfie using the AI color feature, at first glance, it looks pretty good. But if you look too closely, the background separation is pretty messy. And here's another one. Here's a low light selfie with the laptop screen on to add a little light, and it's not dark as it is. There's a lot of noise, but at least AJ's face is still recognizable. Now, let's talk about this next picture. This is taken with the same lighting, but with night mode turned on. Oppo has an ultra night mode selfie for clearer selfie, so we gave it a try. But the result? Meh. For video, you can shoot up to 4K in either 60 or 30 frames per second. And the image quality for this thing is something I find very usable. Like if you want to make vlogs and cinematic shorts with a smartphone, the Reno 4 can handle it. I do want to mention also, if you want the most stable footage, you might want to turn on the ultra steady mode. For its 960 FPS slow-mo feature, the quality is quite good but not as smooth as I wanted. But hey, honestly, I think it's fun to use to capture cool movements. As I mentioned earlier, this feature is available for both front and rear cameras. The result is superb as it really produces good quality videos, but doing some movements, I noticed that it struggles to get the subject's color right, but then again, this one is also fun to use. Now, aside from this, there's also a red, blue, and green filter, which basically focuses on the said color. Now, to conclude this video, we gotta talk about the price. The Reno 4 has been launched locally and officially for our market. The only configuration available is 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, and it gets a price tag of 18,990 pesos. Within a 4-month gap with the Reno 3, there's a lot of improvement. Faster performance, faster charging, better design, and those impressive cameras. Now, do I recommend the Oppo Reno 4? Well, if you can afford it, then yes. You'll be getting a device with a lot of new features, can handle your day-to-day tasks, great battery performance, and if you're into photography, this device offers great camera features that you will find enjoyable at the same time, but we think that they could have used a more powerful chip for this hefty price, right? So, what do you guys think about the Oppo Reno 4? Are you buying one? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so don't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Noel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.